Welcome in, everybody. WSC, how you been doing?
You know, it is Friday. Got through another week. A lot of great sales, a lot of great stuff. How about you?
Whew. It has been a week, though. Has been a week.
That is for sure.
Yeah, a lot of testing patience.
I do view myself as a very patient person, but it's had its ways of making it to me this week to say, no, you're not.
I just realized I knocked my camera around when we were. There we go. That's better. I was off to one side of my flea.
Now,
by the way, folks, the thrifty flea, over on District, check it out. Great little spot to go buy stuff really, really cheap lately.
Yeah, we've been running some raid trains too.
Yes, we have. We have a lot of good sellers over there. Now all we need is the folks to come in and buy from them.
Yeah, it's I'm actually shocked we were able to attract a lot of really top tier sellers, and it's pretty nice. Pretty nice.
Yeah. We have a nice mix, actually. We have a pretty good mix of top tiered sellers and kind of newcomers, and it's working. It's working.
Yes.
But I suppose you know what I should do one of these days. Remind me next podcast. I'll put a banner running across the bottom with our Thrifty Flea website, so maybe some folks can remember that.
Yep, for sure.
We're almost professional, almost.
And if you guys get bored and you just like, man, I want to see something, go to wsnccollectibles.com.
Yeah. Want to see something? You want to see a lot of some things. You can go there.
But there's also a lot of static listings on the Thrifty Flea. A lot.
I did notice that our number was up quite a bit. Let me see how many. We currently have 50 listings over on the Flea.
Yes, we do.
And it's all pretty nice stuff. I don't know. I'm really tempted to buy that freaking Maui fish hook. Just so I can run around.
I don't remember the seller, but they freaking tempted me, and they put up graded cards, and that's one of my weaknesses.
That was wasn't that Palika?
Yeah, Palika sales.
Yeah, Palika. There you go.
Yeah, he put up what was it? It was a CGC 10. I think it was the Mew from 151, and I was like, you suck. Great deal too. Great deal.
Yeah. Best part is I get notified whenever you buy stuff too. Comes up, hey, the Thrifty Flea made a sale. I'm like,
he gets a notification about once every 7 minutes.
Yeah.
WSC.
I'll tell you what, the night we had the raid train, that was getting almost to the point. I mean, it was fun getting all the notifications, but it was almost getting to the point where it was annoying because I had the iPad up next to me and the phone, and I was getting notifications on both of them at the same time. It was like every 20 seconds I was hearing ding notification coming out. I'm like, yeah.
I run 3 phones, and only one of them do I have notifications turned on, because otherwise I'd have 3 phones.
Yep, I learned that lesson last night.
No, I'm not.
It will drive you insane after a while. It's trying to think. What did I have? I think at the final count, it was like 182 notifications. This is too many. That's one thing I wish District would kind of curtail a little bit. It's all the freaking notifications that it sends out.
Right. Yeah, I mean, really, especially as for us, I mean, we really only need to know the end of a show, maybe. Hit us a notification when a show ends. Let us know what they did,
Or a static sale. I don't have a problem being notified on that, because then I can, as marketplace owners, we can watch it and make sure that everything goes correctly, or if they need a refund or something along that line.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I don't need because like, and I guess I shouldn't say this because we're market owners now, but it's even worse when like multiple market owners, the places that are actually allowed to have multiple market owners, because not all of us are.
Mhm.
Uh, when
Man, this
district
is scary.
pushes out that so and so went live because you follow them,
Mhm.
and then the market owner pushes it out, and then the other market owner doesn't know that the other market owner pushes it out, so then they push it out again. You get like 5 notifications for one person going live. It's like,
Yes.
okay, this is dumb.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, it's
you know,
so far, me and you have been pretty on par with one another. We usually look
well,
at
it is, communication is kind of a key thing.
well, and that's kind of like what we touched on in the last podcast. It's the difference with us. We're resellers or resellers slash retailers first, and then social media second. So
Yeah,
it's a different mentality, I think.
yeah, yeah, that's for sure. Whew, don't even get me started.
Hold on a minute, guys. I'm just trying to grease the wheels.
Yeah. Poke the bear, poke the bear, poke the bear. So since we're getting right into it, I guess we should just jump in with both feet. Um, so live selling.
Hmm.
I know you've had some qualms with it as of late, so I
Hmm.
figured we would talk about some of those.
Hmm.
So where do you think live selling is heading, as far as
Well,
where it is today and where it's heading in the future?
well, it's definitely to me with some of the controversy that happened on ones that we're not even on, or at least I'm not on. Um, the not of what's. Um,
Ah, yes, 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 yes.
I think that one's hurt live selling as a whole. But for me, still like I said last show, we're not completely sold on it just yet. Static selling is still king. Not that you're gonna sell more static, but you're gonna sell for more static. Um, Live selling still it's an art. It is definitely an art, and I haven't mastered that art. I am not afraid to admit that. I don't think there's a lot of people out there, a lot of these trying to be nice creators are saying, well, you may or may not just be good at live selling. I don't think it's a thing you're good or you're not. I think it's something that is an art that you can create for yourself and be your own good live seller. You just have to make it yours.
Hmm.
And I don't think I'm there yet. So yeah, I'm still not 100% convinced. Definitely had some down sales. Had some very curiously down sales. But then we had other ones that boomed and I didn't expect them to. So I don't know. Haven't quite found that right sweet spot just yet. But
Gotcha.
future, I think I'll get the art down just like I did everything else with selling eBay, Etsy, our website. I think we'll get the art down. I think we're long-term live sellers. I just think it's gonna take some time.
So, so you don't have the feeling that live selling is flash in the pan by any means.
I think it'll always have a place. Um,
Okay.
the only way I think it'll become a flash in a pan is if we have our wonderful government put their fingers where it don't belong. Um,
Yeah,
that could make it go away.
yeah. It's there is talks of it. There's still talks of it that you'd have to get some talks of needing an auctioneer's license. Um, and I mean that affects a lot of people on the whole, not
Hmm.
just the whatnotters and district and I mean high bid. You know what high bid is, I'm guessing.
Yes. Yep.
A lot of them boys will be in a world of hurt
Yep.
because high bid is definitely selling higher ticket items than what we're playing with.
Hmm.
I mean, there's some dealerships closing out, so they'll hire somebody to run everything on high bid and just get rid of it, liquidate a bunch of stuff. When you're talking tens of thousands of dollars, that raises some eyebrows.
Well, and The thing that kind of baffles me with the talk of needing to be auctioneer, almost said engineer, auctioneer. Um, I could see it if you're doing a physical auctioneer, you just run a building and you're going to auction off stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There needs to be some kind of guarantee behind what you're doing. When you're
Yeah, I mean, if
selling
you're handling the payment processes and the
right,
whole 9 yards in-house, I
yep,
get it.
yeah, eBay, District, whatnot, they guarantee every sale. They
Mhm.
are not going to let the buyer take a hit. The buyer is not a risk. The sellers are. So really, we're not really auctioneers.
Yeah,
Really, the platform is, if anything.
we're almost more of a, or best offer.
Exactly.
I mean, that's basically what you're talking about, but the difference is the or best offers are coming in live. They're one after another. So I can't. They'd have to really, really, really rewrite some auction laws,
Yeah.
and I'm talking federally blanket wise, which then you run into the other problems of state commerce and federal commerce.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. I know, like the other night I was showing you in other countries, live selling is just about has just about taken over static selling. But I think that's because static selling was never really a huge market in the first place in those locations.
Right.
Like China, Korea, you know. Um, oh, I saw a weird ad on YouTube, by the way.
Hmm?
Have you seen the ads for Macari Japan?
No, but I've heard of it.
They are pushing the ads now in the US.
Why?
I don't know. I just for sheks and giggles, I wanted to go over there and just see what the hell it's all about. So I went to Macari, Japan. I couldn't understand a freaking thing on there. And I was even using Google Translator and told it to put it in English. Nope. But you can buy Pokemon cards really cheap. The shipping is going to kill you, but you can buy them really cheap. I can't guarantee they're actually authentic, but you can buy them really cheap.
You would hope so. They're coming from the source. That
If there's ever going to be a place to copycat them, though,
is
it's a
true.
good place to do it.
Mhm.
So,
That is true.
but yeah, it's just odd. So if you ever want to, make yourself laugh, just go check out Macari Japan. And I mean, they had to spend.
I
I'll
have
bet you they spent probably $10,000 to $15,000 on that market blow. Because for like a week, it was every video was Macari Japan when you started the video up.
I I don't have an answer for that one.
Yeah, that was a
That'd
good
be
one.
Yeah, you stumped me on that one. I usually have a comeback. That one, you got me.
All right, so we
Yeah.
got live selling. Yeah. I mean, the only reason that I'm sold on it is just because you know how I procure things.
Mhm.
Um, like with you, you're buying quite a bit in the wholesale realm and turning to retail. Yeah, you have cases.
If you can
Oh,
see it, look
it made
out!
your whole
Look! Watch! I look. Ninja vanish.
he threw his little smoke ball down and vanished. Oh, that was
There's a case.
impressive.
I got cases of stuff here. You just can't see it.
Straight from Mattel, straight from I mean, you're dealing direct to manufacturer. On my side, it's I almost don't know what I'm going to buy. I just know I'm going to buy a lot of it. And I need to turn that a lot of it a little bit faster. So, yeah. But then again, I still paw through it and put the higher value stuff as a static listing, at least for 90 days, just to see if I can get rid of it on eBay or, soon to be Etsy, hopefully.
Hmm.
And,
I got
and
you.
then, yeah, appreciate it. but as far as like, well, like if I go and buy a storage unit, let's say, and there's 15 to 20 totes of clothing, I'm not gonna waste my time putting that on eBay. I mean, I'll want to drill a hole in my head by the time I'm done listing 15 totes of clothing.
All that. It's funny you mentioned that. So I bought I pulled the trigger on buying these high end, not even high end. They're like mid high end, like just clothing, like Nike, Under Armour stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'll take a shot at it. It said new. So I got it all. It's all new on tags. And we got a big old case. Yeah, I've had it for about a week and a half now. I haven't touched it. There's 30 pieces or so in there.
That's
There is there is a art again to listing clothing versus listing a Hot Wheels monster truck. Okay.
oh, definitely. It's
Mm.
the art is called actually giving a damn about what you're selling.
Well, it's like I built a whole nice backdrop. I think I showed it to you. And but still you gotta get in the right mode. You gotta be ready to take some time and really show your product properly, measure it properly.
Yeah, see, that's nope. Not when I'm talking used clothes out of a storage unit. I mean, I can see new on tag, okay, I have some listings up. Well, I had some listings up until I killed my eBay store. But I had some listings up that were new on tag, and I'll take the time with that stuff. And but like a ton of used clothes, and not vintage clothes, just used. Yeah, I'd
You guys should
rather
have
bang
seen.
my head against the wall.
You guys should have seen what he did to his eBay store. He hit the terminate button and he took the laptop and threw it in the pond.
Pretty
Everything,
much, actually.
everything's just gone.
I mean, I
He right
metaphorically threw it in the pond.
he's right now on dial up on a video phone from 1998.
Me.
Somehow still 1080p. I don't
Mom,
know
get
how he
off the
does
phone.
it. I'm on a podcast.
No, and I can tell you why my eBay store ended up in the situation that it was in. Because we talk about our successes, but we might as well talk about our failures too. And I failed miserably uh, because of live selling and selling directly out of my inventory, and then doing a poor job of keeping track of my inventory. I think I ended up with 7 canceled orders. And boy, you want to talk about something that's going to tank your store in the matter of like a month or two? That'll do her.
Hmm. Yeah, because it'll stay on for 12 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the cool part is when you get them all real close together, like,
Hmm.
within a month, you're screwed for 11 months.
Yeah. Yeah, don't they have it like set up like it hurts you a little less, like month over month, but it takes 12 months to fully come off?
Yeah, I
Something like
think
that.
so. But the problem is you're still listed as a below average seller.
Below average.
Yep. Yep.
They tighten
And
up
I
that
think,
just a little bit more.
oh, the best part is I've been getting emails
About what?
that say that my store is at risk of being closed. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Unless I figure out how to improve my seller status. Well, I figured it out.
Really?
And you pull it all down. Bye-bye.
Look at how amazing.
Yeah, it's so clean in here.
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of like what we're talking about with the live selling. Again, things happen, and like I said, I had a couple bomb sales that just I couldn't figure out, and then we had great sales. But there's a sweet spot, and it's just a matter about
Mhm.
getting yourself in it, and that's no different. It's
But
mesh
if you're going
businesses
to
together.
do it and you're still going to do static listings too, I'd say inventory is the number one key, and not having it, keeping track of it, because I did not, and
we have a pretty good inventory system, and it's nipped us. And we have
yeah,
an inventory system.
I thought I had a pretty decent one, but then I had my ass handed to me over and over again, and turns out no, I didn't.
I don't remember that part of my ass.
Yeah. Thanks, eBay. Here, have it. But yeah, and it was just, and it was, well, the worst part was it was dumb stuff. It was just, and I'm talking like, $9 to $12 items.
Right.
And that's why they ended up running on live selling, because I'm like, it's a $10 item. Screw it. I'll just run it. Just get rid of it. Get it out of the inventory. But if you don't go take it out of your listings, and then a week and a half later it sells, and the stuff that I sell is not like I can, run to Walmart and buy another one just to cover it, because it's all like 1980s vintage, Yeah, no, one of them was a wire bending gremlin. Remember those from the gremlin? Yeah. Where the hell am I going to find another one of those?
Get yourself a DeLorean.
Go back in time to the 90s and look, I found one. New on card. Huh?
Yeah, take cases.
Yeah, it was.
It's a little bit harder to drink on here because I got to remember to cover my can.
No, you don't have to. I mean, what's the worst thing they're going to do? Tell us that, they don't want a free sponsorship?
This is from Makari, Japan.
Yes, that's Yoke.
Yeah, this is Yokola.
Yeah, I guess I gotta, I always cover mine. I'm just used to it. But anyway, yeah, so inventory. If you're gonna become a live seller, still have your static listings going. Inventory.
Not a good one to cross this. Static
and
live.
Yeah. That's not a very good cross-listing platform, I don't think. I don't know.
Well, and to tell you the truth, I think it probably nipped us more than I realized. It's just I think we caught it before it became a problem, because we did catch stuff that we're like, oh, we don't have 7 of these, we have 5.
Oh, yeah.
and
yeah, I suppose that's tough because you're selling multiple quantities.
Right.
So, I mean, if you sell 1 or 2 live, you look over on the shelf, you still got them.
Yeah, that's usually the case until you're down to the bottom of the case, and then you're SOL. Because I think we did that on the Green Ranger pop. We had the one pop. We had like 3 cases back in December, and we just whittled away at them, and eventually we were getting down to the bottom. It's like, yeah, there's not 7 of these. There's like 4.
Whoops. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. But now the plan is going forward. So here you go. This is the business plan. So you can make me stick to it, because someone else started an eBay account with a very similar name. It's Random Relics USA instead of Random Relics MT. But so there is a new eBay store in the works. And I
suspicious.
Yeah, it is very suspicious. But going forward, so the first rule of thumb is basically anything that's under $20, I'm probably not going to put it on the bay.
Yeah.
Unless I have multiple quantities, because there's always an exception to the rule, So if I go and buy out of like a hardware store and I have 50 freaking doorknobs, yeah, I'm going to list them because I only need to make one listing with a quantity of 50 and call it good. But like the knickknacks and the tchotchkes and the, the shit like that, and some toys, I don't know. I need to rethink the toys thing probably because, well, like that Hot Wheel buy that I just did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I probably should list some of the ones that are like $10 or $8 on the bay.
Especially on Etsy, because usually you can bump them up a little bit on Etsy because really collectors of that kind of stuff are on Etsy.
Hmm.
I mean, when they're
All right.
looking for vintage, they want to find it there, and but they're gonna be more specific about the card, the condition of the card. So you really want to get good pictures, and you don't get as many pictures on Etsy either. So you got to be particular about what you take.
Got to be super creative.
Yeah, they did just add videos though about
Oh,
months.
well,
That's it.
that's actually helpful.
Yeah, you put them on a little turntable. About 6 months ago, they added it, so
Hmm.
that helps.
Hmm. Yeah, I need to order some of the clear poly little stands so I
Hmm.
can tip them up right. I actually have those on order. Those are coming from Timu,
Ooh,
so they'll probably come in and they're like this big, but
yeah,
there's 30 of them for like $6. So I thought it's worth a crack.
yeah. They're stands for like those fake fingernails, little small.
Fake fingernail artwork.
Yeah, look,
I hope
I got
not.
I got a thimble, and it covers the whole stand.
Just right over
So
the top of it. Damn this thing.
it won't get so dusty.
I really hope not, but there's a chance. I mean, it is Timu. Um, so
I
you
ordered
know,
I ordered from there one time just because I was like, you know what, I gotta see. I just have to. I ordered from Alibaba once too, and I think I told you the one thing actually came in kind of cool. I got like this little survival kit, and it actually had like a metal little tomahawk in it, which was kind of cool. I ended up giving it to my dad, but everything else was junk, absolute junk.
yeah,
And
you definitely have to. Definitely got to pick and choose what you're going to buy on there.
well, they get you at the little spinny wheel.
That's freaking annoying. I'm sorry. I would much rather just go to a site and buy something than play the stupid games for 20 minutes that you can't get past no matter how many times you try to just close the damn thing.
You can, you get times two.
Oh yeah, ooh. I get $100 back if I spend 50. Okay,
Ooh.
who's giving me the $100 back? Just out of curiosity, how am I getting that? 'Cause I've never got it before, so I don't know how.
Well, they're giving it to you in dineros.
Yeah, okay. All right. That clarifies things.
Mhm.
But I did order some and I may order them again because they went over really well. You know what a ferro rod is?
Yeah.
I ordered they had some knockoff. Oh, I'm trying to remember the brand now. It's like OXO. No, it's not OXO. Onyx. Onyx, the one with the aluminum handle where you can unscrew it and put it back in the handle so it stays dry and doesn't get beat up.
Hmm.
They had some knockoff ones of those, and I thought, all right, I'll try it, because they come from China anyway. So,
Right.
so I ordered them up, and I was shocked. They actually showed up. They were nice. They threw spark well. I was like, all right. So I sold a bunch of them.
So I have to tell you something. This chair and this camera make me look like I'm about 600 pounds. I am not that big.
Do you have a
You know
pillow
the
behind your back?
it's the camera. It adds 200 pounds. No, that's why I've been moving. I'm like, where do I look like I don't have a giant gut?
Yeah, it's black. You just pull the shirt out a little bit. You'll be fine. Just hold it out here.
Just put it over my knees. Better.
There you go. But yeah, so
Put it in my
we'll
corner.
see how that goes. We'll see how the Temu order comes in. I
Why?
do order a lot of my labels from them though.
What was Amazon not good enough for you?
Not as cheap.
Well, come on. What is it? But extra $20?
How many labels do you go through?
I don't give a lot of labels. Screw 'em.
Your mailer labels? Every time you ship out a package?
I don't do that crap.
Yeah, you don't. Company still pays for it though.
Do that crap. Kidding me?
I know I go through a shit ton of them. So
It
yeah,
was
20
funny.
bucks. Yeah.
Our good buddy that I said I wouldn't name, and I named him last time. Remember, we talked about how he's having to sign the thing, which I'm shipping you.
Yeah.
So I was being a smartass, and we do have stickers. So he sold it, and so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put our sticker on it.
Nice.
So I did. I sent him a picture of it. At first he was mad, and then he was like, "Wait a minute, you got some of my stickers. Put mine on there too." I was
I don't have no stickers.
like, so I had some. Hey, well,
Someday I
I
should
told you just draw
draw my double diamond logo and the RR and just color good.
them. Or get one of your postcards that you put in there and just cut out the logo
Oh
and
yeah, there we go.
super
Lick it
glue
and
on.
stick it, man.
Not only do you have my autograph, you have my DNA.
Yeah, nobody wants to clone this. I'm just saying. There'd be a whole lot of genetic repair that they would have to do.
Hey, you know what? That goes pretty much for 99% of the entire population. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
I've come to the realization, though, and I think you have too, that population of the people, yeah, I probably wouldn't clone those. Animals, they're cool. I'd probably still clone them because I like animals
Mhm.
more than people.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if somebody came to me and said I could clone my dog,
Mhm.
like the one before this crazy fucking thing that we have now, the good dog before this one went and ruined our thoughts on dogs, uh, I'd have probably done it in a heartbeat. Just she was a good dog though. That was cheating though a little bit. She was a border collie lab mix, and I swear to God that dog could understand English. Like you could talk to her, you know, dumb stuff like yeah, hey, go grab your ball. She'd go grab a ball, bring it back to you. No, the other one. She'd run back, grab the other one, come back. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
this idiot. I say, go grab your ball, and she
She just
like,
runs away.
yeah. That's
No,
that
we don't have
German.
a dog. We have 4 cats.
Yeah.
We don't. I want a dog. I've always had dogs. It's just we already have a kid.
Uh-huh. And dogs are definitely, I'm sure there's some people out there that are going to hate me saying this, but they're almost harder than children.
Yeah.
Because a kid
So
you can take in anywhere with you, and nobody says, anything.
leave that thing in the
Dog, yeah. Leave the dog in the car. Ended up with a busted freaking window because somebody thought the dog was hot, although the car's running and the air conditioner's on. Yeah. Or you take your dog in, and well, you can't have your dog in here. Okay. Finding a hotel that takes dogs. That's a freaking blast.
Oh yeah.
I remember. I remember one time we were traveling, and I had to stay. We stayed at the, I think it was a La Quinta, if I remember right. And they had a no dog policy. So now we have to figure out how to get the dog in the house or in the room.
Mm-hmm.
So we wrapped her up in a blanket, like swaddled her in a blanket. And then I threw her up over my shoulder, and she put her head down on my shoulder so the blanket went over her head. So it looked like I was carrying a sleeping child, and
Nice.
it was great.
Nice. Hey, as long as it works, who cares?
Yeah.
That's
And then
awesome.
we were on the ground floor, so if she ever had to go to the bathroom, I just opened the window and I would just let her hop out of the window and go do her business, then come back and she'd jump in.
That is great.
Oh, great.
Oh
But
man.
yeah, so dogs are way they're a lot of work.
I have a cat who's trying to come to me right now who is, I swear, part dog. And
Is that
he's
LT Gray?
yes, that is LT Gray. And he is a pain in the butt. Come here, Tiger. Come here.
Yeah. So I got the new dog. So I got spoiled with this border collie lab, Smart dog, loyal dog, super friendly to everybody. And we have this, I don't know, this is way off the subject of reselling, but we're going to talk about it anyway. We have this, well, I guess I have this mentality of if I'm going to get a dog, 9 times out of 10, I'll go to a shelter first.
Right.
And just see if I can find a dog that, I can stand.
Hmm.
So we went in. He was a puppy. And at the time, she was a little wild, but she was a puppy. Yeah, it's expected.
Right.
It has now taken her 5 years to finally get to the point where she has uncoiled herself enough where she can be remotely close to normal. I'm like, we got to figure this dog out. We need to go get a DNA test, figure out what we're dealing with here.
There's a
Because,
tiger.
her coloring, and you look at her, and she looks like one of those. Oh, there's LT Gray. He looks like one of those Bernese mountain dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Same coloring, same spots, same everything. We're like, okay, well, she probably has some of that in her. So we go and get her tested. Not even remotely close to a Bernese mountain dog. So fucking far away, it's not even funny. He is a German Shepherd Husky Pit Bull cross.
That husky part's the wild part.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Because I couldn't figure out, she's running around and her tail's like curled up, And I'm like, okay, Malamute, there's very few dogs that have the curly tail that sit on their back.
Yeah.
Well, Husky's one of them.
Yeah, and a lot of energy.
Oh, and talking, we've now found our voice. So we talk back when things piss us off.
Yep.
It's like, oh my God. And she huffs. She does the German Shepherd huff. Or if she's not getting her way, it's like, and stomp. She'll stomp her goddamn foot at you and then huff. Stomps one leg, front leg, and just all pissed off. And it's like, shut up, dog.
You have to admit that that's a lot of personality in a dog.
Oh, it's yeah. It's kind of like it's kind of like having a psycho girlfriend that finds meth. And
wow.
I mean, super needy. The 80 pounds, thinks she's a lap dog. But if you move wrong, she'll growl at you and get all pissed off at you.
Mm-hmm.
Thinks she's tough until she finds out she's not.
Yeah.
See, there's that psycho girlfriend part.
that is true. That is true.
But yeah, she's it's funny. The people over on my old streaming platform are freaking out right now because we're live and they're going, what the heck is going on? Yeah. So we have Psycho Dog, and it's been a blast. And then we have at least another 10 years of her, I'm sure.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, what are you gonna do?
Hey, animals, even the good and bad ones, they're part of the family, and because good and bad siblings are still part of the family, right?
Yeah, got a few of those.
I have no comment because I know the arguments it'll start.
So the Yeah.
Speaking of drama, I'm kidding.
Drama gets old really quick. I don't have a lot of patience for drama anymore. I have too much other shit going on. I don't have time for drama. And
This is
that's even in that's hard because even in like, oh, here you go, even in the reseller world,
Mhm.
freaking drama just ugh.
Mhm.
I mean, it just derails everything, and I don't know why it seems that professionalism is lost on some people.
So how long do you think it'll be until these are no longer live and pre-recorded? That's a good question, I think.
I don't know if we'll ever get there, to be honest with you.
No.
No, no, it's you just sometimes you got to keep the spiciness going.
I think the since we're on the subject, and this is kind of why I said that, they I guess that's the part of live selling I don't understand because like I always said, like I'm on the fence with it. I'm so used to just static selling. It's just me and my company, my wife and the people we have around us. I have total control. I have everything's mine. If something goes wrong, I'm the head boss. I get to stop it. Where you're in live selling, especially if it ain't your market, you can get drama from other resellers or whoever. And I just don't understand the drama. It's like the focus should be the customer and what you're doing and how you sell. I guess I
Mhm.
just don't understand anything past that. Anything past that just doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, but see, that's when you take the witch's cauldron stick and stir the shit out of the pot, and you mix content creation with running a business. Because there are only, I would say, what, a handful of content creators that probably actually understand their business
I would agree with
and
that.
look at it as a business.
Right.
Um, and most of those creators are using what they do to generate interest in the larger whole of the company.
Right.
Where if you flip flop those roles and you try using the company as a way to create content, then what's your actual job?
Mm.
Are you a reseller or are you a content creator?
Right.
And I think that's where the lines get blurred with a lot of people, is
Yeah.
not understanding that if you're going to call yourself a reseller, then you need to put reselling first and maybe use your content to build your reselling,
Right.
not the other way around.
Right. And I
And
guess we probably could see this in other things as well outside of reselling. Now that I think about it, like the Pokemon rip and ship folks.
mhm,
There is a difference in those creators because some focus more on their audience and giving them a good time and not overselling them, where some of them use their clout and fame to oversell product and to make a lot of money on mystery boxes and things like that.
yeah, yeah. A prime example would be I would say there'd be, if you took the two different scenarios that I'm talking about, it would be Mr. Beast, who was a content creator first and built a business around it,
Mhm.
or Gary Vee,
Mm.
because Gary Vee was a reseller first and then brought the content creation into it to try to help other people become resellers.
Right.
Um, so that's two ends of the spectrum that I could think right off the top of my head, is someone who is more concerned with the content, and then you have this person that's more concerned with keeping the reselling business that they're running going and helping other people get started in it.
Right.
And it's amazing because one side has a lot of drama that surrounds it, and the other side really doesn't. Because it's a company and they just don't do drama. If you create drama, you're just no longer there.
Right.
You know.
No, exactly. Yeah, and
Uh,
that's I guess that's where I get confused. Yeah, because like if you have a 9 to 5, what happens when you create drama for your boss?
well, usually it's a three strikes or out kind of rule that I've ever been around, and it's a warning, a write up, and fired. And then
Hmm.
it's just how that works. You're no longer a part of the company.
Right.
Unfortunately,
Hmm.
um, especially as of late, there appears to be a lot of drama around the live selling side. And some of that is, again, content creators that, didn't live up to their end of the bargain as they were trying to become resellers. And I say trying to, but the one that I'm speaking of, I think if I remember correctly, the show that got this person in trouble was $100,000 show.
Hmm. It was.
So it was almost like the company grew faster than somebody thought it was going to,
Hmm.
and they didn't know how to handle it. Why? Because they're not a business person; they're a content creator.
Right.
You're selling things that you don't have. Well, that's not a good idea.
Mm-mm.
you, you don't pre-sell items and you have to ship them out the next day. That's not how that works.
Yeah, no, and that's the drop shipping thing. Just that's a whole nother show. That's a whole nother show.
There's people though that make a fairly substantial living off of going to Walmart, copying the ad, putting it on eBay, and adding $40 to it.
Well, there is a method to the madness, and you can do it.
Do I consider it
We
correct? No, but
we dabbled in it when we first opened our company, but we didn't do that. We worked with other companies that we would just sell their product and then they'd ship it.
hmm hmm
You think it's bad when like we like lose something? It's worse when they say, "Oh yeah, sell it. It's in stock," and then you sell it, and then they don't magically have it as back ordered for 6 weeks.
hmm
Well, eBay, I have what, a max of 5 days to ship. Oh,
yeah, and that's if your shipping's not set to 24-hour runtime.
yeah, ours is 24 hours.
hmm
1 business day. Saturday and Sundays don't count, but
Yeah.
because we're only open Monday through Friday, but it's still 1 business day. So if I sell on Friday, I need to ship Monday. So
hmm Yeah, so it's a little hard to do a drop shipping scenario, and that brings it back to your point where you're not technically the boss when you're a drop shipper.
right, right,
You're at someone else's behest, and it's a tough place to be.
yep.
But so, all right. So live selling, we already kind of went over the pitfalls.
If
Now,
you are part of the drama, stop it. There you go. I'm done with it now.
yeah, if you're well, it's a good way to put this. I'm searching for the correct verbiage before I shove my foot directly in my mouth.
I already did it.
Did you? Um. Okay, let's just do this. If you're more concerned about your YouTube viewership dropping off than you are about giving someone a bad experience that you sold a product to, you're not a reseller.
Behest. That's a pretty fancy word there.
What, at the behest? You like behest? But am I wrong with that?
No, you're right. I mean, it doesn't have to be that way. It really doesn't. I mean,
No, it turns out that the two can actually work pretty close together.
yeah, if you focus on the right things, let's think about it. The customer.
Yeah, the person actually paying your bills, that'd be, something to focus on. All right. So we say all this.
Mhm.
So how's it going being a new market owner?
It's brought some drama that I wasn't expecting. And nah, it's been okay. I think what it's actually shown me more than anything, because we have a very small, I mean, well, we just started really with our social medias, but we have done more influencing, I think, than even most influencers, because I mean, we brought a lot of people up with us that were nervous to go live and were nervous
Mm-hmm.
to do the reselling and were very new at it and wanted to ask questions how we build our business, and we were more open with them than I think they expected. And when they found that we could put them on a direction that you can't find on YouTube, then
Mm-hmm.
I think that that's why we've gotten those sellers that
Yeah.
are over on the flea, because they trust us.
Yeah,
They
it's
see-
it has been a bit of a rocky road.
Mhm.
And don't kid yourself, I don't think that fight's over. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Um,
we just started on that 90-degree embankment.
yeah, it's just getting started. Um, but yeah, it did seem odd to me that, well, I guess not odd, um, surprising, let's say, that two schlubs that aren't content creators start up a marketplace, mention it one night while live, and we ended up with 16 sellers that quick.
Mhm.
Should tell you something. Should maybe, just, and don't be afraid to help people out. At other market owners out there, if you're listening, try helping out the people that are trying to sell you in your market, because guess what? Being a market owner, you make nothing if someone doesn't sell something in your market. You get to, look cool, run around YouTube talking about how you have a marketplace.
Yep.
Or 7. And
Well, sometimes you can't say anything about it though.
that's true. That's true.
Where's my shovel?
Um, yep. Speaking of which, folks, if you haven't had a chance to check it out, head on over to district.net/the thrifty flea, which that will be changing soon, to check out our marketplace and become a member. Because if you want to save some money and you want to actually have a good time watching a bunch of oddities sell oddities, head over to the thrifty flea. And I promise you'll, at least, if nothing else, you'll be entertained. And you might actually find something to buy, because stuff sells over there pretty cheap. You know how many Easter baskets could have been built in the last 2 weeks?
I know just from what I sold alone, we could have built at least half a dozen or more.
Yeah. New on-card Hot Wheels going for $1.
Hmm.
All 4 of them.
Hmm. I was selling Hot Wheels in sixes, starting
Mm-hmm.
at $2, and
And ending them at $2 a lot of times, which is great.
which is fine. It's means more to me that the customer's happy at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So, and
Yeah.
that's something with live selling that a lot of people aren't prepared for. Do not start something unless you're happy with that price. There is
Yep.
no, oh, I get to cancel this and rerun it. You started it where you're happy at the price.
Yeah, we heard a little bit of that today, and
Hmm.
I'm not going to name names and where at, but um,
Can't tell I'm
that
pissed.
shocked me.
I'm pissed.
That's not something,
You don't do that.
as a live seller, whether it's a glitch, whether it's you priced it wrong, you don't get the option after you hit run to go, oh, just kidding. Because where else in real life do you have that ability? Just because you get to hide behind a computer screen doesn't make it right. Ooh. Did you catch that sensor?
I heard it. It went boop.
Yeah, I went. It just about come out. It was, and that, and the worst part was in this scenario, it wasn't even the person running the live stream that said they wanted to rerun it. So wonderful job, whoever brought that up in the chat, because not only did you lose half of their viewership, you also slowed down their sales immensely. Golly gee, I hope they don't want to do it as a, I don't know, career.
That's almost like taking away buyer confidence. Like the buyer wants to know that, hey, if I'm gonna
Oh
say
no,
I'm gonna buy this at $2 or $4,
that's not almost like taking it away. That is taking the buyer confidence away.
exactly, because it's basically a contract. When you say I'm gonna pay $2 for that, you have to pay $2 for that. So why wouldn't that contract then be to the seller if it sells to sell it to you at that $2? That
Mm-hmm.
contract goes both ways.
And I say this,
Sorry.
this all started with the card breakers.
Mm-hmm.
Because the card breakers, if they hit a good card,
Mm-hmm.
would literally shut that show down and that package wouldn't get shipped out. That one would get canceled.
Yep.
So if you want to start that mentality in other marketplaces, keep saying the things you've been saying.
Yep.
We won't do that.
No.
At no point in time are our sellers, and good on the seller that was there, that said, no, that's, I mean, he entertained it for a second because, he lost a little money. But no, that's not right. Good on you. Good pickup. Congratulations. That's what should have been said.
Yeah.
Instead, it was at least 5 minutes of what the crap.
Right.
My wife is attempting to tiptoe to my son, who is, I don't know if you could hear him singing in the background.
No, I don't hear him at all.
Okay. Yeah.
Of course, then again, I sing in my head the whole time, so it's
Oh.
no, just kidding.
ADHD sucks, yeah. Anyway. But yeah, it's just, you don't do that. You can't say in the same breath that, hey, all sales are final, and then go, oh, except that one.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. See,
don't bid if you don't plan on buying. Okay, well,
that
don't
one in the
sell it.
middle was a test. I swear that one in the middle was a test. It was.
Yeah, that was just a test. And I catch it sometimes. There's some people that, and luckily through the goodness of the buyers, they don't bid. But I've seen it a few times on there of, oh, don't bid. I ran the wrong one. Don't bid. And it's like,
Right.
You better be a little more careful on what you're doing, because somebody is going to be a prick sometime and bid on that, and you're stuck.
I did that one time that I caught it, but it was because I was gonna run a $2 item and I had it stuck on the $20 item I ran beforehand. And that's just me
Well,
not
you went
wanting
the
to
other
pay
way though.
$20 yet, and something
Yeah,
is $2.
yeah, you went the other way. That's that's okay. Hold on a second, folks. This is going to get a lot cheaper. Let's end that one quick.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, and if that ever happens, you can remove it from stage.
Well, I was trying to. I panicked and hit the wrong thing, and I swiped off the screen, and so I had to get back over there.
Nice. But
I'm still
I get
doing
to see
this.
I'm dying.
I like how some places they say, "Well, you can't drink too much while doing this, alcohol or anything." It's like I can hardly do this sober. Like, how in the world would you expect me to be drinking while doing this?
Yeah, like inebriated drinking. That's a
Yeah.
little much. But
I think
yeah,
this is Hot Wheels. Maybe it's a Barbie.
it's a car in a plastic baggie. I think it's in a baggie.
You won!
Yeah, exactly. I have done that
Yay!
on camera before. The stuff that doesn't sell, I just chuck it across the shop. It's
Dude,
like,
I want to do that show so bad with glass. I gotta do it like in my garage or something and just like
I
run
did
a
it.
show. Yep.
I did it.
Oh,
I
dude,
told you about this. I did it.
I know, but I want to do it. It'd be
Oh, it's
so,
even better if you can do
so.
it like outside, right by the trash can. Oh, you will see people just freak out. It's freaking hilarious.
I have a foundry, a
Yeah,
small one, and
yeah,
I can
yeah.
just take all the sand out of it, and I'll just bust it, and all the stuff falls into the foundry.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. It's you'll watch the bid count go up real quick because some of them glass people out there, oh, you're breaking their glass. Don't you do that? Mm-mm.
I'll start with
I
something
get-
like some super expensive bone china.
Oh, I could have saved that Murano, the one that was already broke.
Yeah, just play it off like, yeah.
See ya. Um, yeah, no, it is interesting. Um, just the oddities that come with live selling and live selling in groups of people that aren't sellers drives me insane. Another one that hung me up. The frickin' just end your show whenever. If you're having a bad show, just end it.
Yeah.
When can you do that in real life?
And, and it's almost like losing that's them losing focus on the customer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as a customer, do you want to see somebody just getting aggravated and then quitting after 20 minutes? No,
And 9 times out of 10, blaming it on the customer.
exactly.
Oh,
You,
you guys don't want anything. I'm just going to end it.
yeah, you can't do that.
Well, you can.
Well,
You're
you,
probably not going to have a very good show for the next, I don't know, 10, 12, 14 times that you go live because nobody's going to want to go in there.
mm-hmm.
Oh, that's the guy that shut the show off on us last time. I ain't going in there.
Yeah, and I've had folks that we run with often. You could watch their mood go down, like as they're having a bad show, and I'll just
Mm-hmm.
text them something stupid, or we'll start
Just try
writing
to pick
stuff
them
in
up.
their chat, and then all of a sudden, whoop.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. It is surprising. And oddly enough, when it goes whoop, guess what else goes whoop? 9 times out of 10, their sales start going up and up and up, and they're going, oh, this is great. It's not rocket science. Just stop treating people like they're assholes and put on your big boy shorts and get back to work. It's like I said, when can you do that in real life? Yeah.
Well,
Sitting in the
it,
office, can you go, hey boss, today was just a really bad day, so I'm just gonna close my door. Clunk. Yeah, no.
I can't say I've never done that before.
Well,
I didn't say it was
yeah,
right.
yeah, but I've seen you. I've heard you. I haven't seen you. I've heard you pull off shit that the average individual is not going to pull that off at work. When you tell a manager as you're walking out and clocking out that, hey, by the way, you suck at your job. Bye.
Again, it's one of those things. It's like think of your customer, and even when you're at work, like even if you're not in sales, and this is even for us and other resellers, if you're in operations, you still have a customer. If you're stocking shelves, you're still taking care of. You may not be the cashier, but you're still putting the product out there for them. You want it to look nice. You got to get the shelves faced. You're still doing
Mhm.
what you need to do for the customer. Don't lose sight of
Yep.
that.
Yeah, and don't forget that you're on stage. That was one thing that I remember we used to talk to the salespeople about always. You are always on stage. When you think somebody's not watching you, trust me, they're watching you.
Oh, yeah, gotcha.
and
Absolutely.
they're going to determine their purchase by what you do. It's that Simon Sinek thing. It's not what you do, it's not how you do it, it's why. Why do you do
Mhm.
it? And if you can't establish why you do something, then you probably shouldn't be doing
Yep.
it. If
Find
you
your why.
think that it's right to just go, yeah, no, you guys suck, and I'm leaving. Oh, that's not okay. At least if you're gonna do that, make up an excuse or something. Hey guys, I'm sorry, a little bit of an emergency. I gotta go. Appreciate everybody tonight. We'll catch you later. Don't just look at them and go, you guys suck, and I'm out of here. Because how many times have we heard that?
Unfortunately, we've heard it, and that one time is too many.
Yeah. And then you have trainers out there that are training people to just go ahead and do that anyway. It's not a big deal.
I just I I want to say they're newer, but they're not. And but they are newer to live selling, just like we are. In a way, you're not. I am, and they're newer to live selling. But it's still this. It should be the same mentality. Like I said, we didn't change our business policies and
Yep.
practices when we went to live selling, and so I don't know why they would. So if they're that way in their own business, I let's just put it this way: if that's the way they are in their own business, you can own a business of reselling too.
Oh boy, anybody can do it.
Yeah, and all you have to do is go in with the mentality, take care of your customer. And if you do that, you'll be successful.
Yeah. And I've always said that, it doesn't matter if it's Kirby vacuums or Cadillacs. The process is all the same. You don't change your process.
Right.
So whether it's static listings and you're having to handle the eBay questions and stuff like that, or you're live selling and you're having to handle them live, you don't change how you do that. You don't change how you treat people. You just treat them correctly, and guess what? They'll come back to you over and over and over again. I mean, not to toot our horn, but I mean, where else do you see sellers that can go live and bring in, 25 to 30 people without announcements and pushes from the market owners and raid trains and all this happy horseshit? I mean, we got to be doing something right.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like that's with we just now started social media. I
Yeah.
mean, we don't have subscribers 10,000, 50,000, whatever. We don't
Yeah.
I
And,
mean,
I got 120,000 subscribers and I got this cool silver play button. Good for you.
I'm aiming for the tinfoil one. I think you
I,
get that
you know,
after your first subscriber.
I would much rather just have a successful business.
I would-
Just
I
me.
I, w- I have I remember when I started. I tried to do YouTube before. I did a gaming channel years ago, like 9 years ago. And I actually had this whole plan, this elaborate plan how I was going to get it done. I didn't execute it none because I was too busy running my reselling business. It's funny how if you're running that kind of business, social media is not a priority. But I always had a plan for when I got my first play button, and it wasn't a good one because it wasn't getting hung on the wall.
Was it to dealing with your refinery by chance?
That would be the ending part, yeah. But the beginning part to get it there
Ah.
involved
What are your?
some tools.
Oh, see, I was thinking. I always thought it'd be fun to go to like the local rental shop,
Mhm.
and rent me a chipper shredder.
We watched it.
Yeah, and just hey guys, I really appreciate your support over the time, and we just love it, and look what we got, and then you hear that. So,
Yeah, I don't know. I guess the awards thing don't mean a lot because again, in that business, I'm thinking about the subscribers. I'm thinking about giving them a good show, trying to always perform for them. The awards are kind of not really needed because the award is the people coming back to see you, coming back to
Yeah.
buy, taking your content.
And I get more enjoyment out of knowing that people trust me well enough to spend their hard-earned money with me
Mhm.
than I do caring about the subscriber count.
Yes, agreed.
And I guess if that changes, then somebody needs to punch me in the head. But I don't know. I've watched it too many times happen on some of these other platforms, and not just the one that we're on currently, but I've seen it happen on others,
Right.
and it angers me just slightly because I realize that I'm attempting to build a business in that category, and unfortunately, I have outside forces that are screwing it up for everybody,
Right, exactly.
and it's irritating.
Well, and I've definitely even noticed, like, even not just the buyers, the other sellers. I mean, how many of them have for us just their phone numbers and want to be friends and close, because they trust us
Hmm.
and we've helped them, and it's it still feels better. Again, it's the boss versus leader mentality. Some of
Hmm.
these guys act as bosses. They want to tell you what you are and are not allowed to do, even though we're all adults.
Hmm.
Where we take the approach of being a leader, where
Yeah, if you set the example,
Mhm.
uh, that's a lot easier way to go about it than just, okay, I'm going to need you guys to do this, and I don't want you to bring up any blah, 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 blah. Oh, and by the way, check me out over on.
Right. Yep.
It's like, that's that whole rules for thee and not for me thing. And then
Right. Right.
sour taste in the mouth.
And there's a lot of that going on, and it's not just any one place. I mean, heck, eBay's always been that way, and I understand it to a certain extent, but man, they take it too far.
Yeah.
And
Don't take any off platform communications.
yeah, it's like
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, it's this logo is the one on eBay. It's the same one on my website. If they type this into the Google search, we show up.
Oh.
Our website shows up.
Dun, dun, dun.
Sorry. Is
So, speaking of resellers and other resellers,
that what we do?
well, yeah, I think so. Something like that. Does it seem like there is a large number of resellers quitting lately?
Mhm. Yes, there is. And I mean, how many shows have we watched live that they're selling off all of their eBay or Amazon or whatever inventory? And
Hmm.
a lot of them too. Like some of them are like saying, "I'm just going to go live selling only." Some of them say nothing. They're just selling off their inventory. Like
Hmm.
they're just done.
And let me tell you, they're going to be shocked if, for the ones that think that they're going to go live selling and just live selling, they're going to be shocked at the amount of inventory that they're going to need.
Hmm.
And I'm concerned with. I mean, it's not my place to be concerned, I guess, but I am concerned about the amount of that I'm seeing. The, hey, I'm selling off everything. Come check me out. Blah 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 blah. And it's like, okay. I mean, one of two things: either you bought a bunch of crap that's not selling on eBay. I get it. You want to liquidate whatever. But what's your plans after that?
Plans, come on, we don't I don't do no planning.
That's what scares me. Is the meh. We don't need no stinking plans. Well, yeah, you do. Because, when you sell everything off and you turn around and you look at that shelf and go, ooh,
There
what's next?
there is a couple of people that I've seen where they're dumping their eBay or Amazon, because there's one doing Amazon, and they're going live selling only. There's a couple I think will do just fine. I think they will still be able to make their numbers, make a metric. Will they make more than what they made on eBay and Amazon? Probably not. I don't think they will. I think they're going to make half. But they're gonna, like you said, go through a lot more product, a lot faster. The curious thing to me is though, whether it's Whatnot, District, wherever, live selling, you're selling to a lot of resellers. What happens when those guys have death piles, 10 miles high, not
Mhm.
naming any two people in general, but what happens when all those are done and then they stop
Sorry. What?
buying
Oh,
for the summer because, their death piles are too big, they're trying to list, or, it's your garage sale and estate sale season and
uh-huh. Yeah, and it becomes a lot easier to go buy a storage unit and clean it out when it's 65 degrees compared to -10.
yeah, this
You know.
is going to be a tell-all year for some of those folks, and you're gonna be able to watch it live and watch it unfold. And
Oh, I'm
I have
nervous.
I have hope for I have hope for a couple of them. I think they could pull it off. It's just gonna hurt, but I think they could pull it off. It's just
I think it's
it,
going to take some serious accounting ability first off, because when you start live selling and you're trying to sell the numbers that you're selling to equal your eBay inventory or
mhm,
your eBay sales
yep,
or Etsy or any of that, I don't think they realize how much money is going to go out, because it's at that point it's money in, money out. You come from the business world, you understand that. I need
right,
to go buy this. I need to buy a lot of it,
hmm,
but I also need to move it in a week
hmm,
and make some form of profit on that entire pile, because now you don't look at it as the item anymore.
right,
It's how much did I spend for that entire pile and how much did I make at the end of that pile. And what you'll find out is, oh, I made $200. I spent 400 to do it. Oh crap, I got to do that again this week. So now I'm going to go take that $200, and now this time I only have to pull $200 out of the checking account to buy that same $400 pile and sell
hmm,
it again for $200. And
hmm,
now I'm just broke even. So you're three weeks of selling in, and you're breaking even. Then you can maybe start dabbling into a profit, but even then, you'll go buy that $400 pile and you'll sell it off that week, and oh, I didn't make anything,
right,
or I lost $100. All right, do you have that liquidity to say, well, lost $100, I got to go buy that $400 pile again.
hmm,
This time I don't have the bumper, so I'm going to go pull another $400 out of the checking account to do it all over again.
yep,
Yeah, I'm nervous about that because I think reselling is an outstanding business. Don't get me wrong, and it's something that literally anybody can start. You can start. I mean, go run a rummage sale. You're a reseller at that point.
right,
But it's that sustainability
hmm,
that people forget to look at.
yep,
Is it a sustainable thing? If you do it right. you do it wrong, you'll go broke really fast.
Fingers. We're in it.
But
13 minutes.
you'll have one hell of a pile of shit
Mhm.
that nobody wants, but you own it. Good job.
That's where that silent clap comes in. It's just it's
Mm-hmm.
just in your head.
Yeah, so I mean there's a lot of things that, and that's the worst part is I watch, and I'll admit it, I've made the mistake getting into this. I watched the YouTubers and it was, oh man, they make it look easy. All I got to do is go buy a bunch of this and a bunch of that and a bunch of this. And I just put it online and it sells in a week and I get all my money back.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not how that works. It's not how any of that works. It's it was miserable, and it's a long burn. And I hope the people that are trying to do this whole, hey, I'm closing down my eBay store and I'm going nothing but live selling, and they better have some liquidity. That's all I can say, because you're walking a razor's edge the whole time you're in the live selling situation.
Oh yeah, absolutely you are. I mean it has mood swings, to say the least.
Horrible ones. And you want to talk about a summer slowdown. You think it's slow on eBay.
Yeah.
Just wait till there's something fuzzy moving above your head.
It's a tiger.
It'll be interesting to see what the summer looks like in live selling. Because, well, I guess we don't even have to say that because you can already see it.
It's already visible, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. You look at how slow the shows are from like, I would say at least Friday and possibly even Thursday night on until Tuesday. It's dead. And that's because everybody, again, you're selling to a lot of resellers. And what are resellers doing on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday?
Yep.
If you're like me, you're out hitting all the freaking, yard sales and all the estate sales and maybe an auction or two. And you don't necessarily need to gather up the stuff online anymore.
Exactly.
But
yep, that's exactly it. And that's where we've been having some hard shows, but then you get a Wednesday and Thursday show that just pops off for some reason.
Yeah,
And
you run an hour and you make $200. It's like,
right. Yeah, we
how do you
had
beat that?
Yeah, we had a couple of shows that went like 250, 270. And then I've had some shows where I did nothing but lose money because I did more giveaways than sales. Again,
Sure.
we have a lot of back and forth about the giveaways, by the way.
I am not a giveaway person. I don't do it.
But tell me my reasoning's wrong. I mean,
you're not wrong. If you look at it as advertising, I agree with what you're doing.
It's not just advertising though, because to me it's like, okay, sure. People are there, they associate our name with good giveaways, big giveaways, whatever. But we're doing it to say, hey, we appreciate you just being here, being good customers, especially the return people. You know who I'm talking about, a few people that always win giveaways, but they're always there. Even if they're not buying, they're always there. And those are the people that we're kind of doing it for. We're doing it for those people to say, hey, thanks for being there. Thanks for, following us and being a part of our company. So there's a few reasons. Yes, it's advertising, but it's also giving back. And again, customer first. We haven't changed our business policy.
That's true. True. I don't know how many giveaways you do on eBay, but
No, but there's Kate. It's more, what is on our eBay is probably actually more like a mystery box, to tell you the truth, because like I did there was a live not long ago where I just bought a bunch of stuff. And for some reason, I don't know what I was doing that day, I bought these little mystery pet things, uh,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and I don't know where they came from. That's not the first time I've done that. I do that at least a couple times a quarter. Those things start ending up in like $50+ eBay orders. You get one,
A
and
little thank you,
yeah,
okay, alright, I get it.
so it does happen. Even in the eBay packages, you get a little something just because. And
I just like picking on you.
yeah. So we do it actually. They just don't know it's a giveaway, and it just shows up.
See, I look at it this way. My appreciation is me going out and busting my butt 3 or 4 times a week to buy the stuff really inexpensive and then turning it back to them at a fairly inexpensive price.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, and I can say thank you in the show. And I have.
yeah.
I bent my rules and gave some stuff away as of recent, but I don't
I'm
like it.
I'm working them down, guys. I'm working.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't think I'll be giving away like an $80 item anytime soon.
I did a few of those.
You did. You did.
I did a $85 Michael Kors bracelet. I
Yeah,
did
one of them left a really sour taste in your mouth.
that was it. And uh the Lego one we gave away was like $80. We gave away
Mm-hmm.
some uh Pokemon Center Mega Constructs that were like 70. So yeah, we've done some big ones. We've done some big ones.
Oh yeah, yeah.
A lot of $20, $30 ones. But a lot of
And
them are not that big.
and
But
I appreciate it. And I appreciate what you're doing. I just don't want to do it. Would you get better numbers if you stuck with one type of product, like just toys and another show of just clothes, rather than just being random? Yes and no. It depends on how you built your business. I am known as the guy that brings the random stuff, and that's why people come in that's why, for instance, the other night we were selling toys and toys weren't selling for me, so I spun and started selling 1970s glass paperweights, and my show took off. Pulled down 80 or 800 to 1,000. Yeah, and to be honest with you, we probably could. One is we're on a smaller marketplace. I've seen some, like, for instance, for getting those numbers that you're talking about. By the way, folks, I'm reading the chat over if you wonder what the hell I'm talking about.
he's just pulling it out of thin air.
Yeah, I've been in some of those shows. I've seen some of those shows. A lot of those are 5-second sudden death, and they just have loads and loads and loads and loads of toys.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do it in 2 hours, and you just blast through the inventory as quickly as you can. Which, yeah, I've seen it. Do I necessarily want to sell that way? Probably not yet. I could see myself possibly getting to that point. Just a claim.
Well, I have seen the notations come out for the sudden death auctions or whatever they call them over on District, and I'm tempted because I know I can bring in, like, say for instance, like bring in a ton of Spin Master or Mattel or something and just try to run a 2-hour show and see how it
Mm-hmm.
comes out. The thing I'm worried about is me spending $1,000 and making $900. So
Yeah.
that worries me a little bit.
Yeah, that's a valid concern.
Mm,
But and some of that goes down to, you ramp up the starting bid, um, especially if you're going to do like a 10-second sudden death.
that's my
You
correct.
need that at least your break even.
Mhm.
So if you're gonna run 200 items, instead of starting them at $1, you start them at like 3 or 5. I mean, it's just
Yeah, I couldn't run brand new cases at the $1, $2 mark. Um, the
no.
stuff I'm running there is stuff that we already have. Um, to run cases, yeah, I don't know. There's a whole different mentality to that.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's at that point it's almost the Walmart concept of, I'm going to make 20 cents on each one of these that I sell, so I need to sell, 1,000 of them.
Right.
It's like, ugh.
It would be interesting to me, but I think rather than running 2 hours, I'd rather say, okay, I want to just run 200 items and then be done in 30 minutes. That I'd be more or less trying to cut down the time than
Well, and then the problem that you can run into is, now you have more of an expense in shipping. You have more, there's some things. I'm seeing some auctions that have on a BNC sitting on the table and it's $10. Yeah. B is $5 and C is 20. Okay. And people either claim it or they take it down fairly quickly. Yeah, I've seen you're talking about the grid table systems. And actually if you watch one of my lives, when I zoom way out and you see that like blue grid on the top of my white background, that's what it is a grid system. So you have A, B, C, D, E, and then 1 through 8, and you run a sudden death, and the person either takes it or they don't. They call out that they want B2 or whatever. And then I've seen the people like you were talking where they run the multiple tables. You got, you know, this table is 10, this table's 20, this table. Um, and it works. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a guy, Storage Auction Pirate is his name over on Whatnot. And that's how he runs everything. I mean, it's not just toys. It's not just because he's a storage unit buyer.
Mhm.
One night I watched him. He bought it was actually a storage unit that was owned by QVC for their overstock.
Mm.
And they just, it wasn't worth them cleaning it out. So he bought it for, I want to say he spent like 12 grand on it. And just $5 starts, sudden death, 10 seconds. And he had 4 people there helping him. And it was just, well, it was kind of like that auction that I was showing you, that wine auction, where it was just, here it is, here it is, here it is, here it is, here it is. Okay, thanks, everybody. See you later. So that takes, there's one thing it takes is, first off, you have to have a warehouse. You have to have a warehousing system for something like that.
Right.
Because you're talking an immense amount of inventory that you're going to have to run through as quickly as you can. Second thing it's going to take is manpower, because a single individual or even a couple is going to have a tough time keeping up with that. Another one is early bird resellers over on there. It sounds like they have 2 people, but I've actually talked to them in person before. They have a employee base of 12
Yeah.
running these auctions. So and they sell 35 tables in about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But it's, as they move to the next table, there's somebody directly behind them off camera that's setting up the next table.
I
It's
was so
just
I was so proud when I was finally able to run 40 items in an hour.
well, and some of that, it's funny because I went the other way. I've actually increased my time on the auction. I went from 20 seconds to 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And it's just because um we're selling to resellers.
Right. True.
So I know they're comping. I know they're trying to do their research before they buy it.
Mhm.
So I figure I'll give them, an extra 10 seconds. You got to be quick on the ball still, but it's working. I mean, I've noticed that my item, what do you want to say? My item average item value has went up. Um, the amount that I have to ship out has went down, but my profit has went up. So if I'm shipping out less, making more money, and selling at a higher value, where do you change that? I
You're
don't.
living you're living the reseller dream.
Well, it's not going to last for long. Don't kid yourself, because eventually you run out of the stuff that's worth more money, and you got to get rid of the stuff that's the $2 items again.
I keep saying that. We went through all last Christmas, and I was like, we're gonna sell. We made a goal. We said we're gonna sell X, and we blew past that goal, and which we were happy about. And I was like, okay, we're gonna run out of stock by the end of the year. Not even close. Our ability to source way better than I thought. Um, I could source for 3 companies and keep them in business. Like it's so easy for me to source, and maybe it's just been doing it for so long. I don't really need to comp things really that much that often, especially if it's new in box collectibles and toys. I know those like the back of my hand. I mean, and it's an
Yeah.
intuition thing, I think. Maybe it just comes with age and experience. I don't know. Because I couldn't
Well,
do
and
it at the beginning.
I was going to say it comes with experience, because now, like even me, I walk into somewhere. Well, like tonight, went out and bought those 225 freaking Hot Wheels, and the guy was pulling cars out of boxes, and, hey, you interested in this? And it was almost more of just a feel. You look at it and go, yeah, that's going to sell for like 15 to 20 bucks. So if I can be in it, like, I'd like to be in at 5, but if I can be in at like 8, I'm good.
Yeah.
But when I first started this, oh yeah, no, I was a freaking nervous pup. I had my freaking phone in front of me constantly, and you're Google image searching everything, and you're having to go over to eBay, and, oh, I got to look at this and look at that, and got to know the sell through rate, which all that is important. You got to learn how to do that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But then eventually it gets to the point where you just look at it and go, oh yeah, that'll sell.
Well, and it's crazy too. The evolution of reselling online has morphed so fast. Because
Oh
when we started and had our website, it was a Yahoo website, and oh my gosh, it was the most terrible thing you could ever see. It looked like something from Minecraft. Had the rectangular sides going down both sides with the
oh,
block,
nice. Yeah,
and
you.
yeah, and has the blocks all over the place. And you know what? It's functional. I get it, but ours just looked terrible. It looked like somebody drew with a crayon. And
Yeah.
they ate all the green ones, and it just now it's everything's up, like things move, and you can get displays that go across the screen. We can add links to other websites that take you somewhere else.
Yeah, and now you're at the point where you can have AI chat enabled to where AI answers some questions for you. I mean, there's so much geofencing. Geofencing is a fun little thing to do. Have you dabbled in that yet?
I barely play with the AI at all.
So geofencing is what's a nice way to put this? It's a way that basically you can build an imaginary fence around your competitor, like
Mhm,
physical location.
mhm.
And when somebody goes in there and they cross the fence, Google knows to bombard them with ads of yours. So when it first came out, like when I was running the dealership, every dealership in like a 65-mile area had my geofence around it. So you'd walk in and, what's the first thing you're going to do? I'm going to look online and see how much this new F-150 is. And the first thing that pops up is one of our ads that says, hey, we sell these F-150s for this much money. So yeah, there's a lot of
Now I know
there's
why
a
I'm
lot
getting
of
so many
things that you
hits
can
on
do
your
online now.
website. Now I know.
Well, you know what that little lock symbol is for your website too, right? That's so guys like me can't go in there and look at your code and redirect some of your products.
Don't worry. I got my own IT taking care of all that.
Uh-huh. He
That's
can do
all.
it.
Yeah, that was already all pre-done. Trust me.
Uh-huh.
She locks up that site so good sometimes I can't even get it, and I'm the main admin.
Yeah, but you're not IT.
I know.
But so as far as the live selling, I've had pretty good experiences as of late with it. I'm pleasantly surprised.
Mhm.
Uh, but again, it's that quantity over anything else. I mean, you have to burn the quantity. Um, and you've actually watched some of my auctions where you're just going, good, why are you selling that? And then he buys it and puts it on Etsy and makes 3 times as much money. It's great fun. But that's because I have 7 of those.
Right.
I don't need 7. I just need a couple.
Yep.
It's like the Hot Wheels. I keep going back to the Hot Wheels, but let's see, it was what, probably like 4 days ago. I was asking you,
Hmm.
hey, can I source some Hot Wheels off you? I need to get some of these, blah, blah, blah. I'm out. I don't have anything.
Mm-hmm.
And now I have somewhere north of 300 Hot Wheels on card
Mm-hmm.
in 3 days. I mean, that's my issue is I never know when the wad of shit is going to show up at my doorstep. Uh, so it's like, okay, well, now what do? Do I put them online and try to get the maximum amount of money I can out of them? But then I'm waiting for that money to come back into the coffers to go out and buy more?
Exactly.
Or I can already see his head going, don't say it. Or do I sell them all live and take half the money that I would get, but pull the money back in and turn it faster?
It's the question of the hour. I mean, that's like we were already talking about. I mean, these sellers that were leaving eBay or Amazon, it'll be interesting to see how they finish their year and if we don't see them back static selling again. I think there's a couple that can make it, but like you said, they got to play their cards right.
There's a lot of them that I've been seeing that after they're done selling out their inventory, I don't see them selling anywhere.
And that hurts when you're not out there. I mean, Google crawls on your website for a reason. It's looking for activity. And if you're not there, you're falling off the search engine.
Yeah, not good. All right, last question that I got for you. And this is going to be the tricky one.
Crown.
Go see a doctor and, you'll be fine. What is required to be a live seller?
A personality.
That's a good one.
It would also behoove of you to have a product to sell. Definitely. This is where some of the YouTubers get it right. You do have to have something that is good that people want. You can't just pick things you like. You have to source. You gotta do some research. Gotta look at sell through. So good product, good personality, and keep a good attitude the whole time. I think if you do those three things, you will do fine. Stay positive. Don't do not go down, because you go down, you will lose your entire audience. You start,
Mhm.
oh well, okay, I'll do something with that.
Yeah.
When we're talking about throwing stuff, we're doing it for fun. We're not saying, oh, we're gonna get mad and start throwing stuff. No, we're just
Yeah.
like, oh, that didn't sell.
We're doing it mainly for the comedic relief. I had that Build-A-Bear horse, that rainbow colored. I don't know what the hell it was. Anyway, that was one where I knew it wasn't going to sell. Put it up there, didn't sell, and you kind of use it as a joke to get people back looking at the screen. You do the whole, well, everybody thinks you're ugly, and you throw them against the wall.
Yeah,
you know,
I,
it makes everybody go, oh, geez, wow, he just chucked that.
I
Yeah,
still thought you were gonna say, yeah, you take the knife and no.
yeah. Let me show you how to field dress this freaking stuffed animal. I
You guys
wonder how
ever
long that would
field
take
dress a
before it
Beanie
gets pulled
Baby?
down.
All the beads are
But
falling out.
I should do that with a Beanie Baby. Hey, it's very important to know whether these are PVC pellets or plastic pellets.
This is how
Well, it
you
looks like these
tell.
ones are PVC, but yeah,
Oh, just so you know, I I
yeah.
bought I bought a bunch of Beanie Babies. You're welcome.
What's
Save
that?
you I've said I bought a bunch of Beanie Babies recently. You're welcome.
Yeah, you did.
I sure did.
But
I
you're a
have a
fan
me-
of Beanie Babies. You're
I have a
you're
method. I have a method to my madness,
and okay.
and this is the way I look at things. When I first started selling, I was always going for ticket items and trying to always, find that next big thing. Now I challenge myself by buying things that don't sell and see if I can sell
Hmm. That's an interesting way to look at it. All right.
them. There's technically a market for everything. Technically.
There is, we had a saying in the dealership that there's an ass for every seat. You just got to wait for it.
Hmm.
Um, but it's that how long do you want to wait for it thing.
I'm pretty patient.
Yeah, more patience. See, that's where you and I are slightly different.
Mhm.
I'm just I will find more, burn through it and get rid of it. As long as I can it's what I was telling. If you can turn a profit and you can continue the profit process and keep growing that pile, you'll do fine. If you
I
can't do that, maybe you want to use live selling as a liquidation spot,
hmm Yep.
uh, and make sure that you're continuing to concentrate on static listings,
Yep.
because it is easier. If I was just I just want to be an eBay seller, um, I could do pretty well. Well, I did pretty well at it. I mean, I was, you know, at one point in time, I was like $14,000 for a 90-day period. So not bad for one guy doing it kind of half-assedly.
Mhm.
Um, so it's possible. I just, hmm, the problem is I enjoy live selling, and that's an issue. That's an issue because then it starts becoming a hobby, but it's a really expensive hobby.
It's kind of like golf in a way.
Yes, it is it could be its own four-letter word, except you can't use it on some sites. You can on ours,
And you keep wrapping your golf clubs around the tree.
or throwing them in the water feature, yeah.
That's part of golf that I don't understand. All the
Take it out
damn
on the club.
handles now are like a polymer or carbon fiber or something. You go to
They
try to
don't
wrap those
bend
around a
quite as well
tree.
as the
Yeah,
chrome shafts.
yeah. They don't. You can't hook them on the trees no more and leave them there.
Yeah, they just shatter into a bunch of pieces.
Yeah, just shrapnel everywhere.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. You can, however, still drive your golf cart into the water feature.
Well, that's funny because that's what my dad was telling me. He's like, yeah, he's like, you don't golf with this one guy he knows because he's like he gets pissed off. He'll whip his fucking $300 club into the pond or he'll wrap it around the tree. And this is back in like the 70s and 80s or whatever. And he's like, nope, wouldn't golf with him. It's like he's just terrible, terrible temper. And I was like, yeah, but you could have got ahead in life. You had money. He's like, yeah. And he said he had a lot of money in golf clubs he threw in the pond.
Yeah, it's a known problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's we can harken that back to our business. There is many a times I want to go wrap something around a tree and just leave it there. It's well,
We
like
gotta get
we're
this.
on a
We gotta get this.
oh
I want to show products. Oh, I see. Kind of show them.
okay, here I'll
It's Godzilla. I bought this on District. You can see I have my company name,
oh
map
yes,
taped to the side of it.
yeah,
But
that's good on cardboard. Um,
that's great. It's great. But the cool thing is oh, that thing is creepy. Its face is like rubber, and you push a button, and it's like little tiny mouth opens. But this is
hmm,
a whole Godzilla King Kong figure, and I got it on District for like $4. That's shipping and all.
mm-hmm. Oh hey, should I?
Where do you
I
find it?
guess I could show the folks one of my recent buys.
Yeah, show us one of your recent buys.
I'll do it the less obstructed way here. Let's see, share screen.
We should show people how to get the District into the Thrifty Fleet.
I'll be showing them that here in just a second. Actually, I have it up on the other screen, but I'm gonna tease you because I watched you sell one of these,
Oh,
and I watched you sell one of these for pretty darn good money.
I think I know where you're going with this.
Yep.
Yeah, the Lightning Collection Power Ranger helmets. Those are wearable and have rare earth magnets in them, so they don't have any of the clasps like the clamshell of the helmet, but
Hmm.
the hard hat style click headband inside, so they're adjustable to different head size.
Yeah, they're actually considered a cosplay
Yeah,
costume helmet.
they are.
Um, yeah, I picked that one up. That one's gonna be so. If you guys are looking, that's gonna be running over on District. And we'll see what it'll sell for. I'm a little nervous.
I know somebody who will at least be bidding on it.
Yes. And then let's see if I can find the other one quickly. Lord, I think it's Lord Zed, isn't it?
Yeah, sure is.
Let's see here. Whoop, nope, I gotta click that button. There we go. Yeah,
Careful, he's clicking buttons, everybody.
I am. Let's see here.
I want to get that keyboard. I don't want the duck one that quacks the whole time. I want like a keyboard that goes boop beep boop beep 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 boop the whole time.
They make them.
That'd be so good.
I will say that they make them.
What are you doing? I'm
Uh,
working. Boop beep boop boop beep boop beep.
uh-huh. There you go. That's the other one I got.
Nice. That one is
Mm,
cool.
That one is freaking huge.
It is.
I'm not going to be happy about shipping that one.
Yeah, it's the Lord Zed part, the top part.
Yeah, this little hooky, horny thing right here. Yeah. Yeah, that thing is, that box is probably at least a third larger than the Pink Ranger helmet.
Yeah, we
It's
sold,
huge.
oh, we did the White Ranger recently.
Yes, you did. And it went well. So, yeah. And I bought these for what could be considered a song and a dance. So,
You bought them cheaper than I did, and I bought mine wholesale.
so sourcing is out there, guys. You just do a little work, do a little, key work. Actually, a lot of my stuff lately has been coming off of Facebook Marketplace. So you can find, the Hot Wheels today are Facebook Marketplace.
And I don't buy there, so I'm not competition there.
I still am very concerned about what I'm going to do with 300 Hot Wheels.
I'm going to assume you're going to sell them.
Well, yeah, it's just, it's a long show. That's a long show.
I do like, though, that you are committed to the flea background. I do like that.
Yes. You see our little thrifty flea back there?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm going to, let's see. Let's go present. Oh, I need to get off of this first. Hold on. Boop. There we go. Let's go to district as their home page. There we go. Now we can share the screen. And it's right down. Oh, which one are you? I have more than one district open. Oh, I do. Hold on.
He's got multiple districts.
Yeah. All right. Okay, folks, for those of you out there that have never been to this lovely website called District, in fact, I'm going to pull us off the screen and we're just going to go wide here so everybody can see. If you type in, now this is the fun part, and this is the hard part for some people, so don't get mixed up on this one. Type in district.net. It's not a .com. If you go to .com, you're going to go to an entirely different site, and not, if I remember right, it's some like warehousing and I went to it. What the heck was it? It was warehousing and logistics. It was district.com. So make sure you head over to district.net. Then once you get here, you won't have this stuff down the side, that you see on mine. You'll just have this front part. So first thing you'll notice is anybody who's live is currently showing on the top of the screen. So you can, of course, go to other people's markets. We do recommend that. Support everybody, not just us. I mean, I'm okay with it just being us, but and then we go the thrifty flea, because we're a flea market. And look at that. We pop up right here under Marketplace. You just click on that. You can head in and you can watch a live if you'd like. We have some replays in there. I would probably recommend going and watching one or two so you can kind of get an idea. And it doesn't show it right now because I'm already, of course, a member, but you would see a join button right in this location right here. If you join the market, you're going to be notified as people go live on the market. There is, all the live selling shows up right here. So if you have a scheduled show, you'll see it right here with the time that it's going to start right down here. And if you want to just look at the static listings and maybe you want to purchase yourself, let's say a spawn character, there's one right there. Look at that. There is the static listings here. So you have the newly listed stuff, the just listed. By the way, those are mine right there. If you're into Spider-Man. You have the hot deals, the stuff that's already been reduced after being on. And you have the trending listings. So if you go in here, you can actually see all of the listings. But for instance, you have a spawn character, and this is the white pilot spawn. Come in here, take a look. You can blow the image up. You can see it all the way around. You have the photos, just kind of like you do on those eBay sites. But you can look really closely at stuff. And then, of course, if you'd like it, you just click that button right there and it gets shipped directly to you. Shipping is displayed also, which there is some questions sometimes when we're running auctions on how much is the shipping, because unlike some of the other sites, um, for some reason, District doesn't show you the shipping on the main page. So I'm going to hop into somebody else's auction here just quick. We'll see who's live. We got somebody live over on Knickknacks. So let's see. What do we got here? We're going to go to Friday Torch Night. That sounds fun. Okay, I got the audio off. So you see everything that's running right here and over here. Now, this is going to be a little different when you're on the mobile site, which I do recommend if you have an Apple product. Use the mobile site because it's probably the best way to do it. But you'll see the item listing right here. Usually on the mobile site, it's down here in the bottom of the screen. Click on the item, and it's going to tell you right down here. For me, this would be $4.71 to ship it. So that's where you find your shipping. A lot of sellers do flat rate shipping over here, which does save you guys some money. But we're going to go back to the Thrifty Flea and look at it a little bit closer here. So the Thrifty Flea is well, it's a flea market. It's basically a virtual flea market. So you're going to find anything from toys to collectibles to I know there was some beauty products on here. There is, oh, look at that. I wonder who listed that. That's a cool monster jam. Oh, Mystery Mutters. Ooh. Wonder whose that is. Anyway. Okay, right here. You got some jewelry. There you go. You want to, keep mama happy. You can buy her a purple heart necklace right now for only $12. That's cheap. Oh, there's some knickknacks. See, we got some Easter knickknacks for you right there. So this is the kind of stuff that you expect to find on the flea. Now, there was some comments about it earlier. If you want to neck down what you're going to be watching, of course, there is other markets on here where you can go watch, if you want to be a card buyer or just toys or whatever, you can find those marketplaces, but we don't like to neck ourselves down. We like anybody and everybody to be able to sell whatever they want as long as it's legal. So that's what you'll find over here on the flea. So get your butts over here, join it. Don't miss what's coming up because there's going to be some exciting stuff coming up over here on the flea. And you want to be on the ground floor of the growth. You don't want to be the person trying to wedge yourself into a full room. So get in here. What are you waiting on? All right. You got anything to add for the flea?
No, I think you about covered that one.
All right. Yeah. So district.net. And for now, you can either just search the way that I showed you for us, or you can just put in district.net / the thrifty flea, all one word, and you will find us. I promise. And we are going to be running over there a lot more often in the very near future. Okay, I got to get us back on stage. That one. There we go. Yeah. So, great times ahead. Scary times ahead. Trying times ahead for the market owners. But I think we're both up for the fight. So what the hell? Bring it on.
Yeah, like I said, we've decided to run this without drama, so
should
have some fun.
Funny how that works.
Yeah, it's what it's meant to be.
Yeah.
And to be a little tougher is, some places run too strict. Some places run too lean. We're probably the middle.
Yeah. I mean, like I said at the beginning, our only rule was basically if you got to think about it twice whether you should or shouldn't, just go with you shouldn't. But we also understand that we're all adults. So, if you let a cuss word slip, we don't care.
How many cuss words we let slip on here? And
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
It's making shit up. And no, and where we will differ is if glitches happen, if things sell low, the seller, you own it. We're willing to say it. We're willing to actually teach people how to resell. We don't care if you're a competitor.
Mhm.
There's a lot of room out here. There's tons of room in resale.
Oh, thousands and thousands and well, I mean, look at eBay. Think they only have like 25 markets?
Well, that's crazy too, as you figure they've been around since what, 95? Like
Mhm.
they were in the ground floor of the frickin' internet. And
Mhm.
they're still growing.
Well, think about
That is
back in the
crazy.
day when you actually used to have like, you know, COD for eBay, cash on delivery.
Yeah.
Or the hell, I'll mail you a check.
Yeah. I'll
You
bring
know,
you a money order, maybe.
when you used to have the old credit card machine, you know, the imprint machine where you put the credit card in and swipe it across.
Damn it, my carbon copy didn't work. Let's do that again.
Uh-huh. Yeah, just throw it away. You know, nobody cared about credit card numbers back then.
Like nowadays,
But,
it's like you gotta check the gas pump. Like, oh, has this thing got a chip in it?
oh yeah, yeah. Does it got a skimmer? Is there a skimmer on here?
Well, it's not a skimmer, but there's a streaker.
There's a homeless guy taking a crap.
That bush was perfect. I mean, it was the right height, elevation, wide. I mean, it was.
Uh-huh.
I don't blame him.
It's like you're speaking from experience on this.
I do live near an area that's not so nice.
That's
I'm in the
that's.
nice area, but the not so nice area isn't that far away.
I live in an area where there's just nothing. It's great. All right, man. Well, I think we have twisted these people's ears enough tonight. Got any closing thoughts for anybody?
Don't eat yellow snow.
That's true. And unfortunately, we have snow coming. Ugh.
Knock on wood, we don't.
Yeah, we literally had a 40-degree temperature swing today. We went from 70 degrees last night to I think a high of 36 today. It's great.
That is quite the mood swing.
Yeah.
That
But all
was
right,
pretty rough.
everybody.
I am sorry. I yawned out of nowhere. Sorry.
Well, no, it's like 12:30 where you're at. So
Yeah, it's 12:30 a.m. If for those of you that are watching the playback, you three, um, it is 12:34 a.m. and
it might be time to
I'm still here.
duck on out of here. What's that?
I'm like I'm gonna sleep well tonight. I just have a feeling.
That's good. That's good. That'll be new for you. Uh, yeah.
I'll still be up at like freaking 4 or 5. Just be Red Bull.
It's the life of a business owner, isn't it great? It's the weekend. We get to take it off, right? Yeah, no.
Oh, that should be our next topic. What it takes to run a business and all that freedom.
Independence. You just get married twice. That's the only difference.
Twice? I feel like I got those 7 wives.
All right, man. Well, thanks for hanging out. We're gonna see you probably, I don't know, like next Friday. Are we doing this weekly now? Is that what's going on?
I like how we went from we do this once a month, we do it every other week. Like yeah, let's do it every week. Screw it.
All right, I'm game. I'll
See
be
how
your,
we see how we make our work harder. It's all for you.
yeah. Why do we do this? I don't.
It's for the customer.
I think if I remember right, wasn't it like last weekend we said we weren't running any live sales this week too?
Mhm.
We were gonna catch up.
Yep.
How'd that work out for us?
We did 3 lives after saying we were doing 0.
Yeah. Anyway, good night, Gracie.
We're just committed or need to be committed. One of the two.
Second one, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, probably. But no, thank you for having me again.
Oh man,
this is a ride. Let's enjoy it.
no, it's gonna be a bumpy one. All right, man.
Thanks, everybody.
We'll see you later. Thanks everybody for hanging out, listening to two weirdos talk about their, plans in life. All right, catch y'all later.